reefer, I want to talk about something, man. Something that would try to motivate some of these reefers. Um, I'm talking about like when they thinking about giving up on saltwater reef tanks. Alright, my first saltwater reef tank was a 65 gallon, basic, simple. When I got into the hobby, into reef tanks actually, I barely did any research, man. I barely did any research. That costed me a lot of money, a lot of wasting my time in the hobby. So you're basically throwing hundreds and hundreds of dollars in the trash because I wasn't doing my research when I first started. And what that got me was poor maintenance on my tank when I first started. Corals dying, you know, like I said, throwing money right in the trash. When you get in this hobby, man, you gotta do your best. You gotta do your homework in this hobby. You gotta take it serious when it comes to reefing, because keeping everything in this tank happy is enjoyable and amazing to watch, because it's a piece of the ocean in your own home. People just don't understand that concept, man. You gotta be on your maintenance. You gotta be on your parameters. You gotta be on your fish, keeping them healthy. It's not a joke when it comes to reef. It's not a joke with any pet or whatever, but you know, reef tanks, man, it's an expensive hobby, and for you to not, read up on this stuff, it's pretty sad when people get out of the hobby because not doing their research. And that's what happened with my mistake in my 65-gallon reef tank. I was, just dumping 2-part in, not testing before I dumped the products in my tank. So that right there is just a disaster waiting to happen if you don't test your waters. And to have a saltwater reef tank, it's not hard at all. You just gotta do your research, keep up with your maintenance, keep your equipment in good condition. The better your equipment is in good condition, the longer they'll last, the longer your system will flourish. That's it, man. You gotta just do what you gotta do to get this system thriving, get the reef tank thriving. I learned a lot. I want to give a big shout out to Rico's Aquariums and CJ Aquariums. Those were the top reefers that I watched, and I watched many more. It's not coming to my head, but I watched plenty others, but those two right there, I constantly watch their videos, especially Rico with all the experience he has. I learned a lot, especially from those live streams. So if you guys want to learn any from some good reefers, I highly recommend Rico's Aquariums, and I like CJ's Aquariums too when he started out and stuff. So yeah, and look what it got. Look what listening got me. So that's all I wanted to say, guys. Just to keep you motivated. I really don't want to see people quit in the hobby because it's too hard. I understand if you gotta move on from the hobby because life situations. I understand that, but other than that, if it's too hard, man, study, bro. Just study up on this reef tank stuff. It's truly an amazing sight. Amazing sight in itself. So that's all I wanted to tell you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed, that little talk.